Alright, welcome to another edition of Soto Desperado Plays. What was it, Conan Exiles? No. Ark Survival Ascended. I kind of miss Conan Exiles, but it was a very lonely trip, man. I think I had like one friend who, well, no, two friends that played with me and one guy that never spoke. So, and those guys took off and did their own thing eventually. So anyway, I'm over here on Supreme Gaming, the island server. Gonna log in. I was waiting for an update. Oh, there's so many updates to this thing every 5 minutes. All right. Sometimes it takes a while. So anyway, so far I think I got some other videos in storage that I put aside. I found some videos on homelessness, and I found another video with this lady who she would do survival videos, but now she's getting more political because over there they don't have a constitution with freedom of speech and things like that. So they're persecuting the fuck out of those people over there in Europe. Alright, if you remember last time, I went ahead and I finished up the animal pen, or the water pen. Alright, so I managed to go and get enough pearls and base electronics from drops to make everything I needed to create this thing. But you cannot carry 5,000 gold ingot on your person. You have to trick the system. Guy said, well, just go ahead and pick up a bag, drop the materials and then pick it up all at once. And it doesn't work that way on this server. That method does not work. Let's see. I finished that gas. Let's see. I'll put that there. Anyway, point is, it's a bitch. It's a bitch to do anything with this. Because I want to create that thing so I can breed better animals, but I can't breed better animals or pick up that thing. Can't pick up the materials. I'm just checking to see if anything manifested in here, and it doesn't look like it did. Except this fish. There's some fish in here. But I don't care if fish manifest. What I do care about is like stingrays and sharks and shit like that. Now, I do want to use this as a shark trap. And I can do that if I really want to. That way the shark doesn't get away. I can tame it right there. Alright. So. Let me try to repair some of this stuff because I do have some damage on there. I forgot my centerpiece. That's what got me last time. got my centerpiece, which I forgot where it is. I don't think it's on Midway. No. Midway's empty. I took the materials off of it. Yeah, I put all the materials for that damn thing over there in, I put it all in Midway because he could barely carry those materials. They're like, he barely made it, and he's a freaking weight bird. And I dropped it all into one sack, and I tried to pick up the whole sack, and I couldn't do it. It only took so much metal, and that was it. So I just can't pick it up. So there's only two ways that I know of you could do this. You get a dedicated storage, and you put the metal, the 5,000 metal in there. You take the poly, and then you take the electronics, which don't weigh that much. And I can carry those no problem. And then you have to crouch at the dedicated storage, and then take all the materials right out of there at one time. Just take everything. It puts it all in your inventory, and it overrides the weight limit and gives you everything that's in there. So if you have like 1 million metal in there, you will have 1 million metal on your person. Okay. Now there is an extreme limit, but that extreme limit is, as far as I know, doesn't get measured. It doesn't get applied to. One time I took too much stuff off of a tech replicator, and I died because I was converting element over, and I died, So anyway, dedicated storage is one way. The other way, maybe put it in a tech replicator, but I won't know until I get one. A third way is to get tech legs. If you have a set of tech legs, like tech armor, and you put the legs on, the legs are supposed to allow you to carry larger weight. But when I was doing that, when I was using the tech legs, I could never get it to do that. So I don't have a lot of confidence in that. I know the dedicated storage method works for sure. But anyway, I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with this, because I did clear out the backyard. Let me check the backyard out, see what's over here. Okay, so it looks to me like the backyard is still clear. I extended it out so that I can build the base out a little bit more. You see how I kept the line more or less straight right there? So theoretically, I should be able to just skirt there, and it can build out way up here if I really want to. Or I can turn this whole area into a trap for a large dinos. Put some behemoth gates here to block this off, and make a large dino trap here. And then that way, I can be over here in the water, and I can just shoot them from way back here, and they can't get to me. That's how you can tame large creatures. Now, technically, you could tame a Giga that way, but a Giga's not going to do me any good because you can't use it against the boss. The only boss that's really worth bothering with is the Megatherium, not the Megatherium, the spider boss, the giant insect boss, because the giant insect boss is vulnerable to Megatherium, and you get bonus damage. The reason why I say that is, in order to make a dedicated storage, you have to have a tech replicator. To make a tech replicator, you have to have 100 element. Now, because of the mods that they put on here, if I look in here, you can create a quality of life tech replicator right there. I can get the metal. I can get the only thing I don't have is the black pearl and the element. Everything else I can get readily. Okay, polymer, I can go kill those things. I even have hard poly if I need that. But black pearls, the only way to get black pearls over here is the, killing the octopuses, the giant octopus. The only way to kill the giant octopus is with a powerful bassie or a bunch of sharks. A bunch of sharks can do it. You know, even with primitive saddles, they can do it. You'll lose your sharks. That's for fucking sure. I can guarantee you'll lose all your sharks. Because when you attack the squid, the giant squid, the octopus, other things come in. And there's alphas out there that zero in on you attacking octopus. Same thing when an alpha gets attacked, things zero in on the alpha to help it. So chances are, if you do get any black pearls, like 10, 20 or something like that, it'll cost you a lot of megalodons. You know? Because there's no easy way to do it. You have to just kill the octopus. That's all you could do. You could try to tame an octopus and see if that'll work, but though it's hard to drive those things. That's why I like the bassie, because a bassie, you can take several bassies in there, and the bassie with a good saddle will last. And I do have a saddle that's not weak, but it's not the strongest. 81.6. So I'm trying to think of strategies that I can employ to try to do something. But while I try to make up my mind on how I'm going to proceed, maybe I'll just fly around doing drops or something with my pterodon. You know, I should have a pterodon somewhere. Where's my pterodon? I put him in here. Yeah. Yeah, like I could fly around with a pterodon. Take a couple of those with me. I won't need the gun unless I want to like try to tame something. But you know, if you want to tame something, you want to take something else. Where's my fur? I should have a regular fur. Where's my regular fur? Okay, here's one. Okay, where's my regular fur? God damn it. Where's my regular fur armor? I had a centerpiece that I got for free, I think. Let's see. I don't have any fur blueprints. I don't like that because I prefer a fur blueprint, if possible. I don't see any fur. Shit. Well, I don't know what happened to my fur blueprint, so what I'm going to do is make me another one. Just make one. Just to have it so that it tops it off. There we go. There we go. It's primitive, but what are you going to do? Alright, so I don't think I'd want to tame anything on this bird, honestly. But what I'll do is I will take Midway with me, because Midway is a decent bird that can defend itself. And I'm going to take Midway cryoed as a backup. Okay. In addition to that, I'm going to take some taming food with me, just in case. Which I always use this shit. Now, I do have sweet cakes somewhere. At least I thought I did. Maybe they disintegrated by now. Because I know sweet cakes don't last. Here we go. So there's sweet cakes there. And I'll take some extra cryos. See, all the stuff I'm taking doesn't weigh very much. Extra cryos. And the reason why I'm taking the sweet cake is in case I find an ovis or one of those sheep. I only have one sheep. I didn't manage to get the sheep's babies. So I want to take some extra cryos. And I'm going to get on my pterodon. Oh, I forgot I set these guys to automatically mate all the time. So they should have... There we go. I got one. There we go. I'm so sure these guys would have more than just one egg. But anyway, because I set them to automatically mate yesterday, these guys. I'm still trying to consolidate those pterodons. Alright, so far so good. Let me make sure I didn't forget anything. Alright. Now let me see. Where's my go-to? Where's the next go-to? Oh, that's right. It's cryo. Duh. Next go-to is cryo. Alright. So, let's see. What do you got? Wow, 24 levels. That's a lot of levels. And then... Oh! This is the original father. Oh, shit. I thought this was my go-to. It's not my go-to. It's the original dad. What did I do with the go-to? Did I lose go-to? I was wondering where all those levels came from. I grabbed the wrong one, didn't I? Go-to 3. Alright, so this is the one I was supposed to be taking. I'll put him back. Oh, my bad. I'm so sorry, dude. You're supposed to keep the original parents just to have them, but I'll just put them back. My bad. They look the same. I'll tell you, I'm getting old. Alright. There we go. Sorry about that. It's the one I'm supposed to have. Alright, so I got several cryos. Hopefully I'll find some Ovis that I can tame real quick and get the fuck out of there. Don't want to be dicking around with all this. See, this one's already leveled up. It's got good weight, got good stam, got everything. Look at that. Alright. Now, let's see. 88, no. Bunch of doggies. It's good to go up and down the beach here. A lot of shit comes down. Oh, we got more levels. Holy shit. Let's put some more into weight. I mean, to health. It's kind of weak. I don't need any of this shit. I'm gonna start dumping shit I don't need. And that's all of that. Alright. So unless something else comes down. Next one is that blue one there. Now I have cold weather gear on me, so I should be able to go do that. If I find something I really want to tame, like a raptor, because I'm trying to get consolidated raptors, then because I have the good raptor saddle. See, this guy's got his shit together. This is the way you're supposed to do it, and you put the that animal in there that I forgot, the oviraptor, to go ahead and get the eggs. You know, that's how you're supposed to do it. That's a new one, so let me try to get that one over there. That's a yellow one, so I might get some good shit. Alright. Okay. Okay, what do I got? Good crossbow. That's a good one. Lazarus chowder. Always good to have that. Metal ladder. Metal ceiling hash frame. Well, as long as I can carry the weight, I'm okay. Okay, now that one's far away. You're better off going back to this one. Oh, I forgot. I got to start the video. Okay. Parasaur. Light strobe. Can break that down. I could take that, I guess. Alright, and that's why I like little pterodons. As long as you're in and out fast, you're usually good to go. It's a blue one. Alright, since we're up in the air, let's go ahead and get started with that video. I'll start off with this one. Then we'll get into the homeless videos. It's very sad watching these people suffer the way they're doing. I know I'm a distracted, fucked up person, but I gotta tell you, the reason why we don't have power sometimes is simply because we're not the types to push other people around and take their power from them. That's why we don't have anything, because we don't need to do that. And that's what I see. But anyway, this is a different lady, Survival Lily. Situation in Europe. She's going to give you an update.
Hey guys, my name is Lily, and today I want to bring you more news from Europe. So the first article that I want to show you today is this one, which is claiming that forests now might ignite themselves. So they are starting this article by saying that forest fires can be caused in dry summers by, for example, cigarettes that are getting thrown away. But then also they claim that here researchers are now searching for a possibility on how forests can ignite themselves. Yeah, I have to say, I don't think that forests can ignite themselves, because to actually light some wood, you need at least 260 to 500 degrees Celsius. So just because it's getting warmer, let's say in Greece, for example, when it has 40 degrees Celsius or 45 degrees Celsius, the forests do not ignite by themselves. And Greece is a country which is really warm and arid. It's very dry. It doesn't have a lot of rainfall in summertime. And I've read a lot of newspaper articles in the last 20 years. And every time they had a fire in Greece, for example, 100% of those fires were caused by arsonists. So it was a human cause and not a self-ignition. So I believe that the overwhelming majority of forest fires are caused by humans, whether it's by recklessness or some humans, they have psychological issues. They are pyromaniacs, for example. And actually, I've met one. Yeah, it's no joke. I've met a pyromaniac. So one time, I've called a company, a plumbing company, because I needed a pipe to be fixed. And then 2 guys came, and one of the guys was really awesome. We had a nice talk. And the second guy was really weird. So usually when I meet new people, I'm really good at, small talking. I talk to everybody. I usually instantly connect to most people. But this guy was really weird. So the cool and awesome guy left to get some materials, and the weird guy stayed at my home, at my garden. And I did not want to talk to him, so I went inside of the house, and I had a bad feeling. So then they continued their work and fixed everything, and they left. And about half a year later, I met this one plumber again, the awesome plumber. And then I asked him, how are you doing? And then he told me that his colleague is now in prison because he ignited 8 homesteads, I believe, or 7, 8 houses, some of them farmhouses. And
wow,
every time he
Damn.
ignited those, he also called the police and said, oh, he was there by accident. So then after the 6th or 7th time or 8th time, the police said, hey, it's weird that you're always here and that you're always helping to extinguish the fire and that you're always the first to report the fire. So this is how they caught the guy. And then, I think he admitted the crime and he went to prison. So some people, they are really, loco in their heads. So after I heard the story that he is now in prison, I was really shocked because this guy was also at my house. So there will always be forest fires because people will ignite them. And yes, in some regions it's very far in the wilderness, but you also cannot forget that people have airplanes. I don't know how many pilots there are, but maybe a small percentage is a pyromaniac. And you never can forget that. Still, I believe that most fires are caused by recklessness, but I highly doubt that fires are self-igniting. I highly doubt that. So I've tried to make fire many times and it's not as easy. Of course, when it's dry and warm, it's easier, but self-ignition of wood, I don't think it's possible. They would like it to be possible because then it would fit the climate change agenda, of course. But yeah, I highly doubt that. So now I want to show you some other article which is really interesting. So this is an old newspaper article from 1899, and it came from the newspaper Allgemeine Anzeiger in Magdeburg, Germany. So here they are reporting about the mild winters a couple of 100 years ago. So here in this article they are saying that in 1229 there was growing flowers at Christmas. In 1241 the trees were in blossom in March. In 1287 the trees had new leaves in winter. In 1538 the gardens in December were in flower. In 1582 the trees in February were green already. In 1606, 1609 and 1670s there was no winter. In 1659 there was no snow and frost. In 1792 they did not heat the houses in January anymore and the trees were in blossom. In 1807 there was no winter. In 1816 and 1834 the winter was really mild. In 1861 they could play outside at the 27th of December, and after that there was a great cold so that the birds would leave again. 1873, 1882, 1897 it was a really mild winter. Also in 1916 there was a tornado in this region here, in this city where I'm living right now. So the city was partly destroyed. The factory here was destroyed and also a couple of houses. So pretty wild. We don't see a lot of tornadoes here in this region. Okay, next I want to bring you some news from Germany and how the industry is suffering. So now Volkswagen is in deep trouble. Apparently they have financial problems, and now they are considering to close some plants and factories in Germany because of the costs. So they are considering to close one component plant and one car plant. And also they have to do some cost cutting, and the management has compelled to end the job security program. Yeah, this is really bad because, of course, Volkswagen is employing thousands and thousands of people. So there's a lot of workforce involved, and if they are closing down a plant, then a lot of people don't have work anymore. Also now, 210,000 young Germans are leaving their country. And of those people, 75% actually have a university degree, which is either a bachelor or master degree. So yeah, that's really painful. So if the academics are leaving, you have a problem. Next, in Austria, more and more restaurants are closing. So this here is another case where a restaurant has closed down. And one reason for this is, of course, because the food prices are rising, and then you have less margin because you cannot charge too much for your food, of course, because nobody would come then. So you cannot, like, I've seen prices now for a Wiener Schnitzel, you will pay like 20 euros. And that's really a lot of money. People at the same time are saving money, and they go less and less to restaurants. So now the restaurants have higher prices, but also less customers, and that's the reason why they are closing down. Next, here they are writing that for the first time in the history of modern humans, the birth rates are going down. Okay, I'm wondering what the cause of this could be. Next, in the European Union, they are now planning to go back to nuclear power. In the recent years, they have closed down 9 safe nuclear power plants in Germany. But now they have found out that this actually makes our grid very vulnerable, and that the green energy is not really as reliable, because when it's cloudy like today and maybe there's no wind, then you cannot make any energy, and then you need a backup plant like a nuclear plant or a coal plant or a natural gas plant to actually avoid a blackout. So now they are planning to go back to nuclear power, and further down in the article they are now saying that the World Bank should finance the new nuclear power plants, but also the maintenance of the old ones. So that's really peculiar. I don't know why they are bringing in the World Bank and why the World Bank should finance this. So here they are stating that the capacity of nuclear plants should be threefold by 2050. So it really seems as if this is the revival of nuclear plants in Europe. Now next, there was an election in Germany. So they have elected in 2 very big regions in Germany, which is Thüringen and Sachsen. And it seems as if the young people are now voting right-wing, which is a little bit unusual, because usually the youth in Europe has voted for left, social, maybe green agendas and parties. But now that has changed. So now the youth is voting for right-wing parties. Most of them, at least, 38%. So that's the majority. Alright, so then there's also one last thing that I want to show you guys. So I was on holiday this year. I went to Sardinia, which is a great island belonging to Italy. Really awesome country. I love my Italian neighbors. They are the best cooks in the world. So I wanted to get away from this bad news, and then in the airplane I was reading this magazine here. And then I was reading this here. There's just a really small section on this article here, and it's saying that which vaccines can we eat? There are 4 million people each year who get cholera, and 140,000 people die of it. They have a vaccine against it. This one is expensive and must be cooled. So the question is, why is it so expensive? That's the first question. And here's the problem. People cannot get to this vaccine because of the cooling problem. Because of this problem and because of people cannot get this vaccine, the researchers now have manipulated rice. So they have changed the genes in the rice, so now that you get antibodies against cholera if you eat the rice. So it's a GMO rice, which is also a vaccine. And this rice doesn't need any cooling. So this is their unique selling proposition. They say, oh, because it's not needing any cooling, we now do it this way, instead of giving everybody the pill to swallow. So yeah, really peculiar, I have to say. And I'm just wondering if they will tell people that this is a manipulated rice, GMO rice. Can people consent to this or not? What if people eat this rice and already have antibodies against cholera? So there's a lot of question marks. Also, what most people don't know is that actually rice is a grain, and grains, they always pollinate with the wind. So if there's a rice field with this GMO cholera rice, the wind can take the pollen and drag it onto other rice fields, and then those rice fields will incorporate the pollen, and then the rice will get contaminated with GMO, in this case cholera GMO. So what happens with that other rice on the other field, which is getting tainted with the pollen from this rice? That's something that I would like to know. So very, very interesting. Also, I would like to state that I'm not eating grains anymore because of those things, and because I'm doing so much better on the paleo diet. And the only thing that I'm eating when it comes to carbs is fruits and potatoes and roots. So I'm eating a lot of manioc, tapioca and potatoes, and I'm doing great on it. And the great thing about potatoes is that it's not really easily to be tainted with the wind, because it doesn't pollinate with wind. Actually, potatoes are grown vegetatively, so the mother plant is genetically identical with the daughter plant. So make sure that you're getting GMO-free potatoes, heirloom potatoes, and you can get those at certified seed companies or
try
at
not to
farmers
eat
markets.
Potatoes because they're carbs.
And sometimes in older communities, the older people
There's
are still
a lot of carbs
growing
I try not to eat.
old heirloom
Wind up eating
potatoes.
anyway.
Yeah, guys, so this is it for today. I really want to thank you for watching. Some more news from Austria, Europe, Germany. So if you want to see more news videos, then make sure that you're subscribing to my channel. Also follow me on my Twitter account to get the real news. Thank you for watching, guys, and stay tuned till next time.
Wow. Yeah, it's like she always comes up with these articles, and they seem like those woke people that are trying to save the planet, but all they do is fulfill an agenda of a company, companies that want to just make money. They're not really there for anything else. Anyway. Where's my stamina? Like that. Anyway, let's move on to another video. That was Survival Lily. I love that chick. And let's see, I had some in here. Homeless woman may lose her RV tomorrow.
And they're all full anyways.
You can't park during the day. You gotta, you know.
There's no place to park. There's no place to park an RV. And
so I saw a little bit of this video before, she's saying that these people are going after the wrong thing. They're suggesting that if you're living out of an RV out there with nothing, that you're running a meth lab and you're running a prostitute ring or some shit like that. And it's like, they don't really have any proof of that. They're just fucking with these people, pushing them out of the city. They don't want them, you know. The people in charge don't want to see them. They're an eyesore. Nobody wants to deal with them. Nobody wants to help them. When they do, you're going to see. She's going to testify right now, basically. Let's go start it up.
And they're all full anyways.
You can't park during the day. You got to, you know.
There's no place to park. There's no place to park an RV. And, you know, people can say what they want about the reasons why people live in RVs. And some of them are correct, but not all of them, and not most of them, actually. Like, I live in an RV because I pay my daughter's rent, so she doesn't become homeless. I'm on SSI, so I can't afford to live anywhere else. Even if I moved to Palmdale, I can't, because I'm paying my daughter's rent, so she doesn't become homeless, and my grandchildren are homeless.
Well, people say, why don't you live with them?
Because I have a pit bull, and there's no dogs allowed. So that's impossible. But anyways, so they've been saying that they're going to come out with solutions, like find us a place that, you know, they have all this money that's allocated for us. They specifically had $21 million allocated out of the homeless funds for this area, for the wetlands, that Tracy Park canceled a couple of months after going into office. And the reason she canceled it, come to find out, is because she's using a restoration project fund for this now. So they don't care where we go, or they don't care that they towed people's RVs and they have no place. Now there's a bunch of people out in tents again. There's single women out there in tents. You know, my RV burned down, and they keep saying, you know, they're going to make me a priority to find some place for my dog and I to go, but they're not. They don't. It's no one cares. What these organizations like the Losses and the St. Joseph's and the People's Concern, they're making money off of the backs of the homeless. They're getting all this funding because it's a hot ticket issue right now. So they're getting all this funding from the taxpayers and from the government, and they're just coming by and bringing 3-day-old lunches every other week is what they're doing. That's all they're doing. They don't care where we go. It doesn't matter to them that we're, you know, my RV burnt down, I have no place to live, my dog's aging, and I just want him to be comfortable. It doesn't matter to them. If I end up back out in a tent, you know, they'll just find a way to harass me and put me in jail and get my dog taken away. That's all that's going to happen.
So tomorrow, what's going to happen? Similar to last time, but only this time everybody permanently has to move.
Yeah.
Where are you going to go?
I don't know. I really don't know. I'm going to have to go somewhere that, I mean, I can't tow this thing, so I don't know. It's probably going to end up getting taken. It's not even mine. So,
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Me too. And, you know, one of the things that people who love to hate us, not that they care, but they don't realize, is we became a community. You know, love us or hate us, we still were a family and a community, and we've been through a lot together, you know, like people who live in the neighborhood. It's not easy to live out here, and there's not many people that actually want to live out here like this. It's just a means of necessity. I do what I do so I can take care of my daughter, and she's not homeless, with my grandchildren. And there are other people that have way harder stories than me. That's why they're out here. But no one seems to want to hear that. They just want to, you know, play meth lab and all this weird shit that just makes no sense.
They want you gone.
Why aren't I gone?
Yeah, they just want you out of sight.
Oh, they just want us out of sight, yeah. I mean, you would think if I ran a meth lab, I'd have enough money to live somewhere, honestly. I don't know. That's what I'm thinking. But whatever. Or prostitution rate. I definitely would have enough money to live somewhere. But I don't, so.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. I really am.
Thank
so
you. I appreciate that.
I come here and look for you finally found you yesterday. Catching up today. Wherever you go, please keep in touch.
I will. Thank you. Thank you for all you do. I really appreciate you.
I thought those were pearls. It was a damn...
in your perspective, how do we solve this?
One of
how
those
do we
damn moles. I forgot what they're
solve
called.
homelessness?
Well, how we solve homelessness, I think, begins with the perception and the reality of what's really going on. What's really going on is lack of affordable housing. That's what's really going on. But no one wants to speak on that. No one wants to, talk about the fact that there's people out here, everyday people, like you and I, not just people doing drugs and alcoholics. That's probably the smallest percentage of people out here, honestly. And there are people behind walls that do the same thing. But the perception and the reality of homelessness, the face of homelessness, I think, is what needs to be put out there, because people need to realize everyone is just a paycheck away from being in my shoes, honestly. And if we can help people to understand the perception and the reality, then maybe they can understand or even get involved in the fact that the funding, that the taxpayers are giving and the government's giving, they're wasting their money. Everyone's wasting their money. Tracy Parks doesn't give a damn. She literally ran away from me yesterday when I tried to go talk to her when she was down here doing a, photo opportunity for how great she is for, displacing people. Yeah. She displaced people in the name of Restoration Project, and all the people in the houses on the hill are applauding. And really, what they did is it's really disgraceful. They took people from at least a little teeny bit of shelter, which is not ideal, by the way, a teeny bit of shelter, and put them in tents. Some of them don't even have tents; they're just sleeping on the sidewalk, and that's okay. Tell me how that's okay in today's day and age. How is that okay to let someone, a single woman, sleep on a sidewalk? It's not okay. And they just don't care. And I think it's because they don't understand the reality of the situation. That there's some very good people out here. So
they don't see us as humans.
Exactly. We're less than human. I did one of the housing things. I accepted housing, and I was there for 7 months, and I was taken in under the understanding that they would help me get mental health, because it's so hard to get it when you're on SSI, because you deal with Medi-Cal and it's a nightmare. So that's why I accepted it. I was there for 7 months. No one ever saw me a counselor. So I painted a wall. That's my therapy. I don't do drugs or drink. I paint. So I painted a wall, and I got kicked out for that. Without them knowing, caring, where I was going to go, it didn't matter. I painted a wall on a motel that they were going to tear down anyways to make long-term housing. And I actually beautified the place. So,
hey, you're a good artist.
I appreciate that.
You are.
I try.
If you had 3 wishes, what would they be?
For world peace, and that really encompasses a lot. But when I say that, I would actually only need 1 wish, and it would be all under the umbrella of world peace. And I'm sorry, 2 wishes, because the Raiders, I want them to, take it all the way. Besides for that, because that has nothing to do with world peace, because it's Raiders. Anyways, world peace, and what I mean by that is just for everyone to learn to accept each other and understand that everyone has their differences, but everyone has a story also, and even for the people that are doing drugs, and trust me, I cannot tolerate that myself. I was the one that was always cleaning up after people, and I cannot stand needles. I just cannot stand that. And cleaning up after it's disgusting. But also I have to remember that even those people have a story. There's a reason they're shooting some. They are humans.
And
I mean,
it's terribly hard to stay sober out here.
It really is.
So housing is the first step to helping people with mental illness, addiction, whatever, and solving homelessness.
It's greed. I think it all comes down to greed, because we've let the land developers come in and take over cities, like with the gentrification, and we're allowing it. Somewhere along the line, we're allowing it. And they're coming in and they're buying out neighborhoods that lower to middle income families could only afford to live, and they're buying them out and displacing everyone, and no one knows where to go or what to do.
Well, thank you very much for talking.
Thank you. You're welcome.
Wow. So you see, guys, it ain't that easy to be cheesy. That's the way it is down here. The way of the beast. Unfortunately. Alright, let's see if we can go here and not get hit by one of those things. I honestly thought that creature was pearls. But then I should have noticed it wasn't the right color. It's supposed to be like gray. And it was like reddish. Like a reddish color. That right there should have told me. Anyway, there's some structures over here. Let's check these out. I'm looking for ovises because I got all those sweet cakes. I got sweet cakes. I just need I don't even care what level they are. I don't think it really matters. And I don't know if the chainsaw thing would work. I'm hoping it does. Oh, a scorpion over here in the middle of nowhere, huh? That's strange. Let's go over here next to the mountain. Somebody got some big balls building a base here next to the mountain. Because this is usually where gigas will spawn up there and then come down here. You know what I mean? Yeah, the major cities don't like anybody who is living out of a vehicle. That's why, see, I don't interject. I rarely stop the video and give my opinion. You know, I'm not Asthma Gold where I'm just going to be my finger on the button all the time. I'm playing my game, so I want to listen to it. And what I've learned is that they're against anything that's poor or looks trashy. If it looks trashy, they want it out. They don't care about right or wrong. They just want it out. Okay? They want it out of the city. They want it out of their lives. And they do everything. All these policies they create are designed to push people out, to get rid of the poor, to dump them on the administration. So this lady, if what she says is correct, and they destroy her RV or seize her RV because of, you know, she can't afford to fix it, then she's pretty much on her own, and she's going to lose her dog to the system, because the system will take that dog and eventually euthanize it. That's why I don't like losing my pets to the system, but I got to let them have, you know, their freedom. But the thing is then that these people are, they're just, can I say this? They're just not wanted. And the only thing that I've ever come up with, like if I wind up in a do or die desperate situation where I cannot get that extra job or get that extra money, and I wind up losing, because I am in that place right now where I am losing, but I'm breaking even. I'm not quite losing yet, but I'm breaking even. And if I'm not careful, I won't survive. My cats won't survive. Okay? If I do survive and I lose this apartment, the cats go out and they're on their own, unfortunately. I'll come back and try to leave food for them at night. And I'll try to live around here. But, you know, in the end, stealth is best. She should sell her RV and get a smaller vehicle, like a minivan. If she has that dog and that dog is with her in that van, unless it's a really quiet dog and it's really small, she's going to have trouble. That dog's going to take a shit. That dog's going to need to go out. The dog's going to eat. The dog's going to smell. An RV gives you more space, so you can actually have an animal in there much more comfortably. I won't be able to have any animals in my car. If I do let them in my car, it's just for a little bit of time. It's not forever. You know, I can, like, if it gets cold, I can let them in when it gets cold, but I got to let them back out later. You know what I mean? I can't have them in the car all the time. And I have to go to work. So I have to push them all out of the car when I go to work. See, I don't want to wind up in that situation. That's why it's important to keep a roof over your head. You know, a real roof, not a vehicle roof. But unfortunately, in these times that we're living in, people may wind up in that screwy situation. So it's something to think about. You know, it's not something we want as a society, but at the same token, society will give more money to an immigrant coming over here than to your own people. So that's why corporate greed and political correctness have gone the way of the dodo. They're crazy, and they're going to self-destruct. Best to just stay out of their way. But if you ever do have to live in a vehicle, trust me, you find a good mid-sized vehicle, a minivan, an SUV. If you get a full-size van, that's fine, but you don't park it in a place that's obviously you're living in the damn van. You want to stealth it out as much as possible, even if you have one of those ceiling fans going or something fancy. Try to hide it. Don't consent to a search. If somebody asks you to move, say, "Oh, okay, sir, now no problem. I'd be happy to move out of the way if you're going to work here." All right. Is that all you needed? Yeah, okay. No problem. 1 second. And then go move your fucking vehicle. Don't sit there and argue with them and tell them about your fucking rights. It's not about your rights. It's about remaining stealthy. It's about staying out of jail. It's about not losing your vehicle to the cops. The cops will take your vehicle. If they find out you're living in that vehicle, they think that you're better off without a vehicle, living downtown with the bums or on the system, or they think that they don't care what happens to you. What's important to a cop is that they do their job. They don't care about your welfare. And that's what I learned about police. Police don't care. They're going to follow their process. They're going to follow the procedure. They don't care about your life unless your life is actually in jeopardy. They don't care if you suffer out there in the street exposed to the elements. If it was winter time, which we're not there yet, but if it was winter time and I was living out of my vehicle stealthily, I would have to have electric blanket and all that. I'd have to have a way to charge the unit, charge the jackery. And I could try to do it. My cats could come into the vehicle with me and sleep in there if they wish. And I could try to get a heater. I could try to do something. But I'm telling you, it's like 5 times the work to live in a vehicle. So you don't want to live in a vehicle, even an RV, even a big van. You don't want to do that. It's like 5 times the work. Water, sewage, everything is 5 times the work. There are no conveniences. There's no refrigerator that stays plugged into the wall all the time. The only thing you can get for that is one of those hermetic little freezers, and they don't store anything. And it would take a lot of space in my SUV to put that in there. A Dometic. It would also drain the battery because I don't have any solar panels to try to counter it. Solar panels just make your battery last longer. You still got to plug it into the wall somewhere to charge it up. So anyway, the truth is that, life is going to get hectic for everybody. And I feel sorry for anybody who's got to live out of a fucking vehicle in the extreme heat or the extreme cold. Even though you can adapt, if you have enough money and you have the correct resources, all you have to do is layer blankets and just try to warm your breath with your own breath, even though that's not healthy because you're taking back in a lot of carbon dioxide you just breathed out. You're supposed to be taking in oxygen and breathing out carbon dioxide. But when you cover your face just a little bit, you're trying to warm your skin with your exhaling, which is fine, but it doesn't always work. It sometimes could hinder you. So you have to be careful. You don't want to choke yourself when you're sleeping. You want to be careful. So anyway, I have a whole elaborate plan if shit goes downside, but I'd be better off just getting another job because I tried doing the trading thing, but I honestly don't think I have enough money to do any real trading. My profit was like a few cents. I bought like 4,000 shares and my profit on it was like not even $1, dude. My profit on 4,000 shares was not even $1, because even the stock market, it takes money to make money, guys. Now, if I had $50,000, I could do like 150,000 shares or 200,000 shares, depending on the price of the share. You know, you plug in what you think you can do, and then I would be making money, real money that you can live off per month. But the thing is, I don't have that kind of resource at all. Whoa, what's that? Whoa. Oh, it's one of those loud, annoying Carnosauri things. Carnosaurus. Whose base is this? Tribe of Nola. Well, Nola's got taste, and it must have had a lot of element. Anyway, thankfully I just need like 102 element, technically. So I need to just get... I'll probably do a weak boss like the Brood Mother or even the monkey with Rexes, and just kill them on Gamma. You make like, I think it's 20 element per hit or 30 element per hit, something like that. The hardest thing about that is getting the artifacts. Some of these artifacts are a bitch to get, frankly. What was that, a raptor? Oh, that's an alpha raptor. Yeah, that's an alpha raptor. I like the way the guy put his base on stilts. That's what I used to do to make it even, so you don't have to worry about the terrain so much. That's just a 32. When I first heard those things, they sounded scary as fuck. Now I just see them as just obnoxious. Those damn things. I don't even know what they're called. Anyway, I'm going to do another... Oh, no, we're not going to do another video. I took too much time talking. It's been an hour and 2 minutes. Props to these people here. Let me point them out. Invisible People. I subscribed, but I didn't get all notifications. That was Homeless Woman May Lose Her RV Tomorrow. Yeah, brother. That sucks. Why I quit my job, became homeless. Okay, I'll stop the video and start a new video, and we'll do that one. Oops. There we go. All right, guys. Be back in a second.